You have found your way to Mortgage Sense with Kevin, a common sense approach to mortgages. My name is Kevin Blair with Element Home Loans, and I've got a very special conversation that I want to have today. I met this man. I've done some business with him in the past, but we met face to face just the last couple of weeks ago, and I couldn't wait to get him on the show. Neal Spann, Seven Bridges Group at the EXP. How are you, sir?
Doing great today, Kevin. How are you doing?
Man, if I was any better, I'd be you today. Are you kidding me? I mean, this is it's a good time, believe it or not. And we had this kind of conversation when we talked the other day. Neal, I still think it's a great time to be in this business. I have weathered the storms of this business for the last 25 years. We've seen ups and downs. We've seen all kinds of changes, but the industry is going through some changes, and I want to talk about that. But first and foremost, to me, it's more important about who we're doing business with, okay, and who we are as people. Tell us who is Neal Spann? Where did you come from? How'd you get in the business?
Thank you for having me today, Kevin.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is great. And 100% I agree with you. I cannot wait to get into what it's like to be in this business right now, the opportunities that we have as both as mortgage lenders and as agents to just better serve our clients.
That's right.
It's a great opportunity. So, but yes, I got into real estate in 2002. I moved to Chattanooga and started to invest in some properties and do some property, flipping properties and doing things like that. And then in 2008, the market made a shift, probably the biggest shift it made since the NAR rule change for us. And
That's right.
that shift caused a lot of things to happen, one of which was that I went ahead and got my real estate license. And so got my real estate license in 2008. I'm not sure that was the best time, but it was a necessity. So, and then I would say by 2011, 2012, I kind of really felt like that I wanted to move more in that direction and not just use it as a personal thing for me to find properties to buy. I really realized the value in helping my friends, my family, my people that I ran into about how to navigate the buying process. And so it became something that I enjoyed, and I started doing it full time. So I mean, really, I've been in real estate since 2002, as far as searching the market and knowing the market details, and then for the past 16 years, I've been doing real estate for other people. So it's not the journey I planned from college, but it's the journey I'm on, and I've actually loved it. It's a great profession to be in.
You can hear it in your voice, because I can't imagine doing anything else. I seriously can't. After 25 years of doing this business, and I came from a completely different background, and we talked a little bit about that, but I came from a completely different background and chose to stay in Chattanooga. I was transferred here in 91. In 98, they said, you got to come back to Texas. And I just said, I can't. And we chose to stay here, and I completely changed my life at almost 40 years old. And it's the best decision I'd ever made. Neal, it is what we do for families. What we do, it's the number one, it's the biggest purchase they make in their lifetime. And to get to be a part of that. And now I'm old enough. You may not be. Well, yeah, you are old enough, but you've been in the business long enough. Now we're seeing people come back. Their kids come back to us.
Yeah,
they were teenagers or younger when we put their parents at home, and that is, to me, that's the ultimate compliment. It really is.
When you sell a house to a kid you coached in Little League, 15 years ago, that's pretty cool feeling.
That is, And I want to get into that conversation, but you sparked an interest, and so I told you I like this to be organic. I want it to be real. I don't have a script. I don't have a set questions, but something just hit me that I want to ask you, because you've been at this a long time. Can you think back to a time where you said, okay, this is why I'm supposed to be doing this? Has there been a defining moment with you that, and I use the terminology, God has me in the right place. Okay. This is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, and this is why. Has there been a time in your career in the last 16, 17 years that you've had that defining moment?
I mean, I think I've had several of them. I can't say that one of them completely stands out above the rest. But what I can tell you is every time I felt like I was discouraged about something, can't find a buyer, the right house. A couple years ago was very discouraging when you had the buyers and they kept getting outbid and you felt bad for them because they were getting beat by cash offers.
Right.
And it was just a really tough time for buyers. But I always feel like what makes me know I'm in the right business is that for every one of those challenges that you come up against, it feels like you're always able to overcome them for your clients. And for whatever reason, like you said, it just feels like it's supposed to be. And that's when you know you're in the
Right.
right business. When you're sitting at the closing tables and your clients say to you, man, we couldn't have done this without you, man. We were so glad that we used you as an agent. That's when you know you're doing the right thing. So, I wouldn't say that, all of them feel good, but there's been a few over the years that really make you feel like, man, I'm doing the right thing.
Right.
So,
No, I get it. I get it. All right. So that kind of just leads us into the conversation that I really wanted to have today with you, because when we talked last week, you had a completely different viewpoint, and I love the viewpoint. I told you that, I'm very, very specific, and I'm careful about who I put on our podcast because I want great information. I want 100% accurate information. I want it delivered in a positive way. Um, and you had a different twist, and I love the twist that you talked about last week about the new NAR settlement and what it's done and having to up your game. Explain that to us.
yeah. So, I mean, we've been hearing about these changes they've been coming for almost a year. And so I was doing a lot of research about it, trying to find out what's the best way, because we all know in this business, I mean, the only constant is change.
That's right.
And when a big change comes like this, there's an opportunity there. And some people are going to seize it and some people aren't going to seize it, right? And so I wanted to be one of the agents that understood it and that was seizing it because I want to pass that value on to my clients.
Right.
And so what I saw was an opportunity for our entire profession as realtors. And you guys went through this several years ago
Right.
too. It's transparency to the consumer and who is paying who, what, where, and what value are they getting for that. And that transparency was the doorway for me to see that opens up to allow my clients to finally understand what it is I do for them, right? And so that is why I believe that this change is not only great for our business. I mean, I believe it's great for agents. I think it's great for buyers. I think it's great for everybody because no longer do we have to kind of go and play by the seller's or the seller's agent rules of what that commission is. It all becomes negotiable. It's all on the table now, right? And so they can't hold us hostage anymore over a deal that has 5 or 6 different offers. Now, that being said, it adds another layer
Mm-hmm.
into the process of purchasing a home, making an offer, and all of those things. And so every agent that's going to work with buyers moving forward has to step up their game. They're going to have to be able to provide that value because now they've got to put that value right on the table. I mean, I write it out on a piece of paper, everything that I do, and they're going to have to show that that value is there. And so it's a great thing in that sense. And what I've been trying to tell, and not just to go on for 15 or 20 minutes, get into my whole pitch, but what I've been trying to relate to my new buyers that, and a lot of them don't really understand what
Right.
the settlement means, but they do understand that now that the situation has changed, you have to explain to them so they will understand that they've always paid they're the only one bringing money to the table. It's always been the
Sure.
buyer paying the seller, and then the seller pays the seller's agent, and then the brokers divided it up and all that.
Right.
None of that is any different in the sense it's just now the seller is directly helping out the buyer, with concessions if you can negotiate it that
That's
way.
right.
So, and that's our goal. My goal is to get the absolute best deal for my buyers at the absolute lowest price, in the absolute best terms for all of with their lenders, and make the deal as smooth as possible. And now we get an opportunity to sit down with them prior to even viewing a home and explain that value with them. And that, to me, that's a huge benefit, not only for my business, but for you guys as lenders and for the buyers, because now they understand the process more.
Transparency and information. Okay.
Yeah.
They go hand in hand if we're doing, and what you say is so strong, because our strong agents, we're going to make it. Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to make it. And we're going to see the same kind of exodus that we saw in 07, 08, and 09, as far as the lending business and as far as the real estate business, because not everybody is comfortable in that situation. But I've got a question that I've not asked anybody, and
Okay.
you sparked this, so and just work with me, hear me out, because I'm not going to say it the right way.
Okay.
So we know for the last 100 years we have built the commissions for our realtors partners. We have built it into the sales price. Okay.
Yes.
So whether it's 5.5, 6%, it doesn't matter but we have built that into the sales price. Is there going to be a lag in time where we're no longer building that in, and they're only building the 2.5 or 3% for the listing agent? Do you see that? I mean, am I thinking wrong here?
So, I mean, here's the thing that I've noticed in just a short couple of weeks of this process
Right.
happening. If you have a strong, and we all know there's strong agents, and there's agents that are maybe not as strong. There's agents that take the time to educate themselves outside of their normal business operating hours. Just like any business, there's people that take it very seriously. There's people that do it part time, but
That's right.
the agents that take it very seriously and the ones that are doing the training, my team, here over at EXP, we're very much out in the front of really training ourselves on this. We're going to be the agents that are leading the way on this, right? It's going to take a couple of deals for agents to talk and be like, okay, so this is how this is going to work, because
Right.
we all know that we don't work for free, and so we've got to have that deal built in. And so basically my thing when I have a seller, what I'm telling the other agent is, is your seller willing to pay concessions to my buyer in order to compensate the agent, for buyer's concessions? And so my response to them is, of course, we want to cooperate with all agents that are members in the MLS. And they say, how much is he offering? And I say, he's not offering any specific amount. It depends on the offer. You have an agreement with your buyer, and I have an agreement with my seller, and you make us an offer, and we'll decide if those numbers work. And if they don't, we'll counter you just like in the past, and we'll work the deal out. But the key to it is that the seller is no longer offering it. The buyer is asking for it on behalf of their representation agreement they have with their agent. And then we negotiate it transparently so it's in front of everybody, and everybody knows what's going on. And when we get a deal, we pull it together. And so I do think it's going to take a few months for agents to start to realize that, it's that selling agent that as soon as I schedule the appointment, they send me a text and say, hey, he's offering 2.5%. And I'm like, great. But my representation agreement says 3%, and my buyers don't want to bring money to the table. So when I make you an offer, I'm going to have to request what it's going to take a few months, but still it works in the benefit of the buyers and also the sellers, because now the sellers can negotiate the price to where that number makes sense instead of just being locked in. So
what I wrote down last week when we were talking was, bring me an offer. Okay.
yeah,
Let's put it all in writing and let's negotiate. That's
yeah,
the key. That's the strength right there.
yeah.
Brother, I appreciate this, man. This has been very strong, and I think we could probably do another 2 or 3 episodes on this.
Whatever, you just let me know.
But let's do this. Neal, give us some contact information. How do people find you?
Okay, so I'm Seven Bridges Group, EXP Realty. I've got 4 members on my team. My phone number is 423-774-9928. You can reach me there. We've got our website. Just look up, Google the Seven Bridges Group. You'll find it. And You can reach me in Spann at 7bgrealestate.com. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. You can find me. I'm out there.
You're out there.
Yeah, I'm out there. There's not a ton of Spanns in Chattanooga. There's a few, but not a ton.
Not a
You'll find me. If you Google me, you'll find me.
Very good.
Hopefully the good stuff.
Hopefully
too,
the
right?
good stuff, not the bad stuff. I found all the bad stuff. I got rid of it, brother. I got rid of it. Well, guys, again, I'm Kevin Blair with Element Home Loans. Our website is kevinblairteam.com. Our office number is 423-488-7571. If you call on the weekend, it forwards to my cell phone. We answer it 7 days a week. The only time, Neal, I don't answer my phone is when she takes it away when we go to church, because she knows if I get a text or a call, I'm going to answer it. So she takes it.
Yeah.
She takes it away from me for an hour and a half every.
I might only have one more to add to you. If Tennessee Vols are playing, I might not. Answer.
Well, guys, if you like this kind of information, hit like, hit subscribe. We love your support, Neal, brother. Thank you. That was a great set of information. Make sure you're dealing with a professional. Make sure you're dealing with somebody that knows what they're doing, and make sure that they are dealing from a position of strength for you. Neal, have a great day, brother.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, Kevin.
You're welcome.